Have you ever been so tired that your entire body begged for rest? But the moment you closed your eyes, your mind refused to listen. You toss, you turn, and somehow, even though your eyelids are heavy, your thoughts race endlessly. Why does this happen? Is your brain broken? Is it stress? Or could it be something much deeper? Something hidden in the way your body evolved to survive? Today, we're going to slow everything down and uncover the quiet science behind your restless mind. We'll drift through the delicate rhythms of sleep, the hidden power of your nervous system, and the strange tricks your brain plays when you want nothing more than silence. So find a comfortable place. Let your shoulders relax, and as you listen, let the weight of the day begin to dissolve. This is where your journey to understanding, and perhaps to rest, begins. Imagine yourself lying in bed. The lights are off, the room is quiet, your breathing slows. But deep inside your mind, something is still awake. This struggle you feel, the tension between exhaustion and alertness, is ancient. It's older than cities, older than civilization, and older than modern human life itself. Inside your brain, two powerful systems compete. One is your sleep drive, a biological force that pushes you toward rest. The other is your alertness system, an evolutionary safeguard designed to keep you alive thousands of years ago, when your ancestors slept in open forests and caves. Being too relaxed at the wrong moment could mean danger. Predators, storms, enemies. The mind learned to stay half awake, scanning the environment for threats, even when the body wanted nothing more than sleep. That ancient system still lives inside you. It doesn't understand modern life. It doesn't know you're safe. When you're stressed, overwhelmed, or overloaded, it reacts as though danger might be lurking nearby, keeping you awake, alert and restless, even when you're exhausted. The flicker of light from your phone, the sound of distant traffic, the pressure of an unfinished task. To your ancient brain, these are signals. Stay awake, be ready. Don't let your guard down. This is why you sometimes feel trapped, body heavy with fatigue, mind racing with invisible alarms. In a moment, we'll dive deeper into the chemistry of this restless state, where molecules, hormones, and tiny electrical signals decide whether your thoughts will slow into dreams or spiral into another sleepless night. Imagine for a moment that inside your brain, there is a tiny orchestra at work. Every musician represents a different chemical, each one playing its part in keeping your body balanced between wakefulness and sleep. When everything is in harmony, the music is soft, steady, soothing. Your body drifts toward rest naturally. But sometimes, one instrument plays too loudly, and that is when the trouble begins. Melatonin is the quiet conductor of this orchestra. As the sun sets and darkness falls, a small gland deep inside your brain, the pineal gland, begins to release melatonin into your bloodstream. Slowly, almost silently, melatonin spreads through your body, whispering to every cell. It's time to rest. It's time to let go. Your muscles loosen, your heart rate drops. Your eyelids begin to feel heavier, moment by moment. But in our modern world, this delicate process is often interrupted. Artificial lights, glowing screens, buzzing notifications. Even a small amount of light reaching your eyes can confuse your internal clock, convincing your brain that it's not yet time to sleep. And when melatonin production is delayed, the entire rhythm of rest begins to stumble. You might feel tired, but your brain hasn't received the full signal to shut down. Now there's another player in this story. A louder, more demanding one, cortisol, often called the stress hormone. When your mind senses danger, even if that danger is only an unanswered email, a late-night thought about bills, or an argument earlier in the day, your adrenal glands release cortisol to keep you alert. This was once a survival mechanism. For early humans, cortisol kept you alive. It prepared your muscles to run, sharpened your senses, and flooded your body with energy. But today, that same response is often triggered by much smaller threats, mental ones, not physical ones. The problem is, cortisol and melatonin are natural opposites. When cortisol rises, melatonin fades. Your body receives mixed instructions. One system tells you to stay alert. The other begs you to rest. This inner conflict is one of the main reasons why you can feel exhausted, yet wide awake. And then there's the mind itself, the endless replay of memories, the flood of what-ifs, the thoughts that grow louder, not softer, the moment you try to sleep. Why does this happen? Part of the answer lies in the way your brain processes information. Throughout the day, your mind collects fragments of experiences, problems, conversations, and unfinished tasks. At night, your brain attempts to organize these memories, preparing them for long-term storage. But when stress, worry, or emotional overload are present, this natural process can spiral. The mind loops endlessly, caught between reflection and anticipation, thinking of the past while worrying about the future. Your heart beats a little faster, your breathing stays shallow, and your body receives yet another signal that maybe, just maybe, this isn't the time to rest. This creates what scientists call a vicious cycle. Stress raises cortisol, cortisol delays melatonin. Less melatonin leads to lighter, disrupted sleep, and lighter sleep makes you even more sensitive to stress the next day. Round and round it goes, night after night, until exhaustion becomes a constant companion. But here's the quiet reassurance. This cycle can be broken. Understanding it is the first step. And later, we'll explore calming techniques, practices that ancient societies used to prepare the mind and body for rest, long before electricity, deadlines, and midnight scrolling existed. For now, take a slow, deep breath. In through your nose, and gently out through your mouth. Let your shoulders drop a little more, sinking deeper into wherever you're resting. Soon, we'll drift further back in time to see how our ancestors lived and why the human brain evolved to hold on to wakefulness even when rest was so desperately needed. Close your eyes and imagine yourself traveling backward, far beyond cities, beyond electricity, beyond alarms and glowing screens. You're sitting beneath a dark, endless sky. The air is cool. The only light comes from a quiet fire nearby, its flames flickering softly. This was the world of your distant ancestors, a time when survival depended on staying alert, even in the deepest hours of night. For millions of years, the night was never truly safe. Long before concrete walls and locked doors, our ancestors slept in open plains, forests, and caves. Every sound in the darkness, the rustle of grass, the distant growl of a predator, could mean life or death. In that world, deep, heavy sleep wasn't always an option. Instead, early humans evolved a system of light sleep cycles, short periods of rest, broken up by natural wakefulness, designed to keep the body alert enough to sense danger. Even today, fragments of this ancient survival pattern remain within you. Your brain still carries the instinct to wake suddenly at strange sounds, sudden movements, or even unfamiliar scents. It is the ghost of a survival mechanism, one that hasn't yet realized you're safe in your bed. Anthropologists studying ancient societies believe humans often slept in groups rather than alone. Around a campfire, small tribes would gather together, resting in shifts. Some slept deeply, recovering from the day's hunt. Others stayed half awake, scanning the shadows and listening for danger. When one stirred, others followed, a natural synchronization that kept the group safer. Even now, research shows that sleeping near others, partners, family, or even pets, can influence your sleep cycles. The presence of another heartbeat, another steady breath nearby, seems to reassure the nervous system that you are not alone. Perhaps this is why sleeping alone can sometimes make your thoughts louder, and why the silence of an empty room can feel heavier than it should. There's another layer to this story. Your brain isn't just built for sleep, it's built for readiness. Imagine you lived thousands of years ago in a dense prehistoric forest. The night is alive with sound, the soft hum of insects, the distant rustle of leaves, a snapping twig just beyond the fire's glow. Your ears sharpen, your heart rate quickens, and without thinking, your body floods with adrenaline, preparing you to fight or flee. This hypervigilance, once a gift, now follows you into modern life. Instead of predators, the dangers your brain detects might be a late-night email, a missed deadline, an unfinished conversation replaying in your mind. Your nervous system doesn't distinguish between real, physical threats and imagined ones. It treats them the same. And so, just as your ancestors once sat awake scanning the darkness, you lie awake scanning the endless corridors of your own thoughts. Have you ever noticed how often restless nights seem to bring you to the same hour, waking up around 2 or 3 a.m.? Scientists believe this may also come from your evolutionary wiring. In the deep past, this was the time when predators were most active. Waking briefly to scan your surroundings, checking the fire, listening for danger, could mean survival. Your modern bedroom may be perfectly safe, but your ancient instincts don't know that. They still whisper, "Stay alert, stay awake, just in case." Here's the paradox. The very instincts that once protected us are now working against us. Your brain evolved to prioritize survival over rest. But in a world where danger rarely prowls outside your door, these systems misfire. Your body keeps you awake, prepared for threats that no longer exist. This is why sleeplessness isn't just in your head. It's built into the deepest architecture of who you are. A quiet reminder of the long journey humanity has taken. From ancient campfires to quiet bedrooms, from constant danger to relative safety. And yet, the echoes of that ancient world still live inside you. Take a deep breath, in and out. Feel the weight of the day begin to soften around you. Your body is tired, but your mind still races. You're not alone in this. In a world where light never truly fades, where thoughts never fully stop, we've built a reality that fights against the natural rhythm of rest. And tonight, we're going to explore why. And gently, slowly, we'll guide your mind back towards stillness. Imagine your brain as a quiet lake. Centuries ago, life kept that lake calm. There were ripples, hunting, gathering, survival. But when the sun set, the water stilled. Darkness meant rest. But today, it's as if 1,000 stones are thrown into that lake every single day. Notifications, emails, news headlines, endless scrolling beneath glowing blue screens. Your nervous system was never designed to process this much stimulation. Each ping, each headline, each thought sends a tiny jolt of dopamine through your system, telling your brain to stay awake, to stay alert, to stay ready. The result? By nightfall, your body whispers, "I'm tired." But your mind, it hasn't slowed down. For nearly all of human history, the cycle of sunrise and sunset guided sleep. When the sky darkened, your brain released melatonin, the chemical messenger of rest. You became drowsy. Your body understood it was time to recover. But in the last 100 years, we've filled the night with artificial daylight, phones, tablets, televisions glowing in dark rooms. That blue light delays melatonin release, confusing your body into thinking it's still daytime. Your ancestors gazed at firelight, soft, warm, golden. We stare at LED suns inches from our eyes. And yet, we wonder why sleep doesn't come. You've felt it before, haven't you? That moment when the room is dark and silent, but your thoughts refuse to stop. Did I say the wrong thing? Did I finish enough today? What if tomorrow goes badly? This isn't weakness. It's biology. The prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for problem solving, is still active, even when the rest of your body wants to shut down. And the more you try to force yourself to sleep, the more alert you become. It's called paradoxical insomnia. The harder you chase rest, the further away it feels. Here's the secret your body has been holding. Sleep is not something you make happen. It's something you allow. Deep rest begins when your nervous system shifts from fight or flight mode into rest and digest mode. But constant stimulation, from late-night messages to streaming videos, keeps you stuck in a state of quiet alertness. Your heart beats a little faster. Your muscles hold a little more tension. Your breath stays just slightly shallow. Your body is whispering, "I'm not safe yet." Even when you are tonight, we'll try something different. Not forcing, not struggling, just allowing. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold the breath softly for 7 seconds. Exhale through your mouth for 8 seconds, releasing tension. Repeat this 3 to 4 times. This breathing pattern activates the parasympathetic nervous system, signaling to your body, it's safe to rest. When a stressful thought surfaces at night, remind yourself, this is just my nervous system reacting. Neuroscientists have found that emotional surges in the brain last about 90 seconds unless we feed them. If you observe the thought without fighting it, it begins to fade naturally. Remember your ancestors, sitting by a dying fire, surrounded by soft shadows. Their bodies learned that darkness meant safety. Try this. Dim every light possible, at least 1 hour before bed. Place your phone out of reach, away from your pillow. Allow silence, or use a soft, low-frequency background sound like rainfall or distant thunder. This signals to the primitive parts of your brain, the day is over, it's time to rest. Finally, the hardest and most powerful lesson. You cannot control sleep, but you can invite it. Imagine your mind as a snow globe. Right now it's been shaken all day, thoughts swirling in constant motion. But when you set it down, slowly, the snow begins to settle. The water clears. Stillness returns. And so as you lie there, breathing softly, your body knows what to do. It has always known. You don't need to solve every thought. You don't need to control the night. You are safe. You are allowed to rest. Somewhere deep within your biology, ancient instincts keep watch. For thousands of years, your ancestors survived by staying alert in the darkness. But tonight, here, now, you are safe. There are no predators, no danger in the shadows, just silence, just breath, just rest. And as you surrender to that thought, your nervous system begins to soften, your heartbeat steadies, and slowly, gently, you drift into the deep, quiet place where your mind finally finds peace.